Hey guys, how you doing? It's KJ coming at you today, once again in Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you're having a great day, whatever you were doing with it. With another clan versus clan starting tomorrow, I wanted to give you a rundown of things you should be doing now to prepare to give yourself the best chance you can to put up as many points as you need to. This is going to be relevant whether you're in a clan that is competitive in clan versus clan and where you have to put up 2, 3, 400,000 points in personal reward weeks, or whether your clan is a more casual clan and it is just everyone puts up what they need to get their personal rewards done, and then they stand by and possibly try and get the win. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, when you get chance, you're going to want to prepare yourself and look where your double points are going to be coming from. So this time around, it looks like it's going to be champion objectives and dragon objectives. Now, Dragon is probably the worst dungeon you could be playing during clan versus clan. Even if it's on a 2x, you're probably better off putting your energy into either Minnows to farm masteries out for champions, or Fire Knight and Spiders. If we come down to objectives and go to Dragons, so beat stage 20 to 24 of the Dragons is 100 points per run. So on a double, that's 200 points or 300 points, depending on where you are farming. If you go to Spiders, that's 200 points or 300 points without it being on a double. And also, Spiders, the best silver farm in the game. Fire Knights, once again, the same thing, 200 points or 300 points respectively, but has some of the best end game and long-term usability gear in the game. So farming Savage gear in Fire Knights during CVC is a much better use of your resources mid to late game than farming Dragons 20. Now, if they were to drop a 2x speed event at the same time, then this would become a very useful way of spending your energy and your time. But once again, for most late game players, would fall short of playing Fire Knight or Spiders, just for either the gear benefits or the silver benefits. They would outweigh Dragons for me all day long. But once again, Minotaur is a great use of your time and gems, because once you have 4 champions with 4 masteries, it's actually cheaper to spend gems on energy than it is to just buy masteries. So save all of your scroll farming until CVC, and that will allow you to put up quite a lot of points just from doing minnows, because you will be putting up 80 points per run, plus improving your champions, plus leveling champions, because you could throw a level 1 6-star champion in to get their masteries, plus spending gems refreshing your energy, and they all add up. So Minnows is possibly one of my favourite dungeons to be running outside of a 2x on Fire or Spider. Another thing you want to be doing is you'll be doing your faction wars on as high a stage as you can farm. So even if you can only farm stage 12, you will farm stage 12 and all of your keys for that day will go into that stage. And that is for both crypts that are open. Once again, the highest, so I would, if this was open tomorrow, I would be farming stage 16 here. And I would be farming stage 16 here. I should probably try and push further on in that, but that's besides the point. The other thing we're going to be focusing on is arena. So these arena refills here, although I unlock it in 20 minutes, I won't be claiming this for most likely another 15 hours, 16 hours. So that I have a nice overlap between when they expire, because they have their little timer on them. So I'll be trying to overlap the timer they have when they expire to when clan versus clan has actually started. Once again, we look at, all right, arena objectives. So gold medals from classic arena, 20 points a run, and win gold bars. You get 5 gold bars, 5 points per gold bar from tag team arena. So if you can save as many attempts at this as you can, or during CVC, I've seen people put up 60, 70, 80, 90,000 points just from 3v3 arena. Then you could be looking at another 6 or 7,000 points just from classic arena, depending on where you sit and how easily you are able to farm. So all you will do, let's see if we can find an example. No, they're all quite decently well-built teams on that page. In Tag Arena, you'll just be looking for single-man defense. So tomorrow, when 3v3 starts, I will drop all of my champions out of this. So all of my teams will look like that. And then if I have this team, you will then find more and more opponents that just have single-man defense. And if you are just sat farming 3v3 arena at whatever tier you are in and feel comfortable, then you should only have a one-man defense anyway. I also save my gold bars for these, the energy refills. So I will save this for CVC specifically and only buy it during CVC to go and run either dungeons or minnows, depending on what's on a 2x for this CVC. And you can, of course, get different rewards the higher up you are. And you, of course, get more gold bars the higher up you are. That's Arena. Another thing we will be doing today to prepare, and the same tomorrow to prepare for the second day, is I've come in already and I've hit my Ultra Nightmare and my Nightmare clan boss key. And then in 5.5 hours, I'll hit a Brutal key. Then 6 hours after that, I'll hit a Hard key. So I'll be getting rewards for all 4 clan bosses. Now, they aren't great rewards. Get back over once again and have a look in objectives. We go to Demon Lord. The top chest is only 1,000 points. But if your clan's downing that clan boss every day, that's 2,000 points just for one key in Ultra Nightmare clan boss. So you can get probably another 6,000 or 7,000 points over the duration of clan versus clan just for hitting as many clan bosses as you can. Now, my free-to-play can't hit clan boss at that level. But my free-to-play will hit today. I will hit easy, normal, hard. And that will be my 4 keys done. Because I know I can top chest these 3 clan bosses and maximise my rewards. Now, something you're not going to be doing once the CVC timer has started is any Doom Tower farming. So if you're farming your silver keys, you will do that before CVC starts. Because that's just going to waste your time or your resources, where you could be doing other things to progress your CVC score. Whereas this doesn't progress that score. It doesn't help you there. So there is no point doing it while you have the timer active. I'm also not going to be claiming energy refills today unless I absolutely have to. So any of these that come up tomorrow morning that will not be relevant for clan versus clan, I will try and get done as soon as I can. So, of these, that would happen from farming dungeon, so that's not really an issue that's going to go out of my way. But Crypt Keys in Faction Wars, I would be saving that till after Clan vs Clan had started. Tag Arena Series battles, that you'll save till afterwards. Faction Wars stage with at least 1 rare, that's if you can, brilliant. If not, it's not the end of the world. And Fighting Classic Arena with a team of a single affinity, that one is just wait for a 1-man defense and then pop in a team from 1 affinity, and that is a nice easy win for you. And of course, you then save these rewards up. Right, and the final place we'll be farming for very good CVC points will be in the Tavern. So what I've done is I've prepped some 5-star food. I've got a couple of 5-star chickens lay around, and I'll be taking a few of my champions up to 60 during CVC and then leveling them just in the Tavern with brews. I will also be saving all of my books. I don't have a great supply of books, but all of these books will be saved until the last day of CVC, just to try and boost my points where needed and to try and help my clan win. Because the clan I am in on this account, we are a CVC competitive clan. We stay in tier 6 and we push for the win in every CVC we do. We have our minimums, and then it is go to town during a PR CVC. That is, during a non-PR, we aren't quite as heavy, and I know a lot of clans aren't quite as heavy during a non-PR week. I will also be, I'm going to spend a bit of energy today farming up Spirit Keep, so I can take Mortu Macabre, Queen Ava, Anax, Cleopteryx, and Marta up to max ascension. Because although they aren't massive points, they are still easy points to get, and they help progress your account. So although they aren't all top tier legendaries, they are still legendaries, they are still going to be useful, and some of them are still just fun to use. So with the new tournament that's just dropped, we can see that there is a dragon tournament running alongside CVC, but using only orcs, which means this isn't going to make it a very efficient way of farming points during CVC. Now, if you're not in a competitive clan and you're just going to be playing and you can do Dragon Tournament at a high level with just orcs, then great. That will be probably an easier tournament to try and rank in because of the limitation on it. But if you're competitive in CVC, that's not going to be the way you want to play it. And then we also have a Fusion warm-up event that has just dropped, which once again gives you some half-decent rewards for just getting artifacts and accessories. So once again, it's usual, you can only earn 120 points per day, but there is, 300,000 silver, 300 energies, brews, rare skill tome, ancient shard, and a void shard. So for my free-to-play account, these are top-tier epic rewards that will be fantastic for my account. On this account, besides the energy and the little bit of silver, it's not fantastic rewards, but they are free rewards once again that can just be held and used when needed. And the final thing we will look at for how to prep for a CVC is the forge. So as you can see, I've saved resources for this specifically for CVC. So if we look at bolster at the bottom, for instance, I haven't used a single piece. Anything that's come from the forge pass, I haven't used with the intention of just crafting all of this during CVC. Because not only will it allow me to get points in CVC, it will then allow me to farm silver where these pieces that aren't any good or aren't that much use for my account can then be sold, and I will gain a lot of silver doing that. And then anywhere else where I have another one that people tend to have a lot of, resilience gear. 10% defense, 10% HP. Not a brilliant set, but for only a 2-piece, if you're missing these stats, it's brilliant. But it's something a lot of people have the kit to farm and forge. So this will all get blown tomorrow, as will bolster, as will any perception. I don't think I can farm any. No, I haven't farmed enough stuff up for perception. Bits of swift parry, deflection. Anything I can forge, I will forge during CVC to allow me to build points and silver at the same time. The other thing I will do, and this is the last one I will give you, is I will go into the gem shop. And once again, this isn't until later on when I know there's going to be a crossover. So the last thing I do before I turn this off for the day will be I will claim this arena refill. I will come over to the gem shop and I will buy a tag arena refill and a classic arena refill. And then leave those sat overnight, which means I will then have 10 of each from there. I will have 10 classic arena refills from here, plus the 20 odd you can do a day anyway. So that means you then have 40 classic arena fights per day, and a minimum of 30 tag arena fights you can do per day. If we go back and say you're going to do 30 tag arena fights per day, you get 5 points per gold bar. You're sat in, like I am, say bronze 4, where you get 15 gold bars per fight. You win. That means you're going to get, what's that? 5, 15, 50, 75 points per team you beat. And if you're beating 3 single-man defense teams, you're getting 225 points per run. That's going to allow you to get up to about 6,000, 7,000 points a day minimum. And that's in bronze. So if you're much higher, if you're in, apologies, if you're up in silver 4, you're getting 37 gold bars per fight rather than 15. You're going to get over double that. You're going to be looking at 15 to 18,000 points per day. You're in gold, you could be looking at putting up, what, probably 3 times the points. So you could be looking at 40,000 points a day just from 3v3 Arena. 3v3 Arena is the best return on gems you get with points. You get more points per gem spent in 3v3 Arena than anywhere else in the game during CVC. So I hope these tips and pointers helped you and will help you progress and do better in CVC. If you learned anything new, let me know down in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you next time.